Hello everyone, welcome to our Westport High School Yearbook Staff YouTube channel. My name is Harry Hicks, I'm the Business Manager here at Westport. And today we have our Westport High School Wolfpack drum majors Kevin Starr and Kristen Starr. Some of y'all had typed me questions to ask them, so that's what we're going to do. So first we're going to start off with Kevin. The first question was from a student here at Westport. She has said, can you explain why you salute before each performance and what you particularly salute, what is your salute means?
The reason why drum majors salute before every performance is that because the drum major salute at a competition for a band actually signifies the start of a performance. So the judges, that's the very first thing they judge, is the actual drum major judge. And until that point, they're not allowed to judge any kind of thing of getting onto the field or any kind of other thing. So the salute actually signifies the start of the performance. For our particular show this year, our salute, besides the normal salute that we do like a Mickey Mouse sorcerer kind of it's a little cheesy a little bit, but because it signifies the Mickey Mouse sorcerer using his magic and conjuring a spell.
So, alright, Kristen, here's your question. What inspired you to be a drum major?
Well, I was already enjoying my position as leadership. I was second lieutenant last year, and I just really enjoyed being a leader of the band. And then I also really liked conducting, so I was like, well, the best leadership position for me would be drum major. So.
All right. And this is questions for both of you. What drum major camps have y'all attend? Like, was it in UF or in Ocala? Like, what is that about?
Well, this previous summer we both attended Fortigo Coast University, Camp Small Ridge was what it was called. And Kevin, this is his third year of drum majoring, so he went to...
I've been to my sophomore year. I went to a Penny's camp in St. Petersburg. That was with the senior drum major Tessa Wall, and Allison was the junior drum major at the time. The year after that, my junior year, with the senior drum major Allison Blinkhorn, we went to the FSU drum major camp.
Wow. And what was the experience? What was the experience there?
Well, at Fortigo Coast, it was a beautiful campus, and I don't know, they just taught us how we should be leaders to our band. Like, they gave us a lot of tips and advice for conducting and whatnot, and it was really cool being able to meet other drum majors from other schools, like places in our county, or like Lake Mineola High School.
Mm-hmm.
I became close friends with their drum majors there, and it was just a really good experience.
Okay. Kevin, since you are the senior drum major, what can you do to improve your band?
Everything that I do as a senior drum major is working towards to improve our band. So I personally, when Mr. Vance is not there in the band room, or if he's not around, I am the acting band director. So I teach all marching fundamentals, all of the fundamentals that we do. I teach music, I conduct a lot, so I'm pretty much the band director when Mr. Vance isn't around, so that helps improve the band a lot.
Okay. And Kristen, what are you going to do to make sure that you are 100% prepared when you step in front of the band?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, honestly, I just take a lot of advice from my brother because we are very close, and honestly, he teaches me a lot. So I am just gonna make sure that I lead up to the position.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, Kevin. Let's see here. As drum major, what improvements do you have for the band, or improvements to be made?
Can you explain a little further?
Okay. As drum major, what improvements do you have for the band?
I think improvements that I've personally brought along compared to previous drum majors.
Yes.
Okay, so I think one of the big things that for football games at least, the drum major has to be very important to know when actually the band is supposed to play. And so we've had, especially in the past couple years with Tess and Allison, they don't know much about football. I actually know a lot about football, so I know that when we're on defense, we need to play songs, and we need to play them back to back. So I believe that having that football experience has helped me to know when we're on defense and what calls are being played, and to know when to stop playing. So that's helped me a lot during football games. I think I have a really good leadership skills. Not only was I've been a drum major for 3 years now, which is almost unheard of. I was also in JROTC, which actually helped me a lot with my leadership skills. And I made myself actually was a first sergeant at one point in my sophomore year.
Okay. Here's the question for both of you. Let's see. During field rehearsal, a trumpet player faints, and Mr. Vance, that's the drum director, I'm sorry, the band director is in his office. What do y'all guys do?
If one of them were to faint, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't have everyone crowd around him, because if you have the entire band crowd around one person, then it's just not going to be good. You immediately send one person to Mr. Vance to go get him, and then you try as best you can to make sure you can get him or her to the shade. And basically, each way till Mr. Vance gets there, you want to make sure that, again, you want to make sure that not an entire band isn't crowding around him, because only a few people are needed to help him or her. So if you have the entire band crowd around them, that's a really bad thing, because they can just have too many people there around them.
Do you mean during the performance or like during rehearsal?
It could be during rehearsal or performance, like what is our procedure of what to do if he's not there.
Oh, okay.
During a performance, on the other hand, like I thought you were meant during rehearsal, but during a performance, if a player faints, they actually have at competitions or at football games, they actually have people who that's their job, is to make watch for people who faint, and so they go out in the field during the performance goes on, and they take care of that person. We specifically, the drum majors, we continue to conduct, and the band keeps on playing, even if a drum player were jumping in the middle of the field. And we've actually seen that happen at certain competitions.
Oh, wow.
The show must go on.
Yes. Okay, other question. While you are performing, now I saw this happen at our last home game. You had your hat sitting on the stand. When you walked up, the hat fell. What did you do? You kept performing.
Yeah.
So you didn't stop or to go pick it up, like you had to keep performing, like what was the reason for that?
The hat falling on the ground, that was just a minor thing that happened. I mean, it wasn't really a big deal. The hat being there is just a prop for being a Mickey Mouse thing. It's not a big deal. So of course I want to make sure that that performance goes on. I had to conduct.
Okay, and this is the last question. Everybody wanted to know, when marching out of the football stadium, without saying excuse me, why do you guys push/ram us and keep walking? That's the question of the day.
Well, when we're at attention, we are not supposed to talk or blink or look around or smile or anything. We have to stay very serious. And when we are marching, we're not supposed to like shove people out of the way. But if people aren't moving, it's kind of disrespectful, because our band, we are all at attention. We cannot falter, you know. So we just we have to keep moving. And
it's kind of like we're not trying to harm anybody by making them move out of the way. But like for instance, let's say if you were to see like a group of people marching down the field or marching in a row, everyone's gonna get out of the way, because it's very disrespectful. If our military people were to if we were someone to walk up and try to stop them, they're gonna run you over, and that's just like how the military marches. And a lot of band marching aspects come from the military, because they're about marches. And most original marches came from the military, so that's kind of where that philosophy all comes from. It's a very formal aspect when someone is marching down the field, and that comes from military principles, and you don't want to disrespect the military if they're marching, so you don't want to disrespect the band either. And so that's just basically how it's very formal, and so any kind of breaking attention or moving out of the way, it's very disrespectful to the band to be in the way, so we want to make sure that we have people in front that make sure people are out of the way, but if people try to get in our way,
And I noticed that sometimes people I feel like they see us and they just stand there anyways just to see what will happen.
Yeah.
And that's also a really disrespectful idea. But honestly, it's the ideal of formal. It's very formal, attention. It's not something that we just we take it very seriously. So.
And what is your commands for the band? What do you guys say to get them attention?
Well, to everyone fall into attention, we say band attend hut, and for horns up, it's band horns up, stuff like that. I mean it's
there's probably 10 to 12 different fundamental commands that may give the band certain for things that they're supposed to do, facing different directions, turning around, turning horns up, horns down, going to rest, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different commands.
Okay. Also, I know that last year you had Allison as the senior drum major. So, what experience do you have with her last year, working with her?
What experience did I get from working with her? I would say Allison was a really good conductor. That's one of the best attributes that I can give to her. And I feel like I learned a lot about conducting from her. And even still, like sometimes, like I wish, like when I was working certain pieces, she would do things with the way she moved her arms that was very expressionate, that showed a lot of her expression. And I wish that I can emulate that in a lot of ways, but I definitely picked up a lot in conducting from her.
Awesome. That's all the questions and answers that we have. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to have more interviews with. Oh, sorry. Where's? I like that. I like that. I know, right? Get him. I got real fast. Oh, you gotta move fast. Go. Matt, wanna move? Come on, move. I know, right? I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry. But I'm just like so. But it's just, it's real. It's your trunk line, though. Leesburg. Try to cut past them. Yeah, I'm gonna meet him up front.